Have you ever tried lining up iron sights in a high-stress moment like your life or your trophy is on the line? It's like threading a needle during an earthquake. That's why today, red dot pistols aren't just for tactical types or competition junkies, they've gone fully mainstream. And not just mainstream, dominant. I'm talking cops, concealed carriers, weekend warriors, even your Uncle Joe who still calls magazines clips, they're all switching. And trust me, there's a reason. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly why red dot pistols are blowing up in 2025. I'll break down what makes them faster, smarter, and straight up easier to shoot. Then we'll go over the top performing red dot pistols this year. Not hype picks, but real shooters tested and tortured. So, grab a coffee rack, that slide, and stick around because if you're still clinging to your irons, this might just be the video that changes your setup forever. Let's be real. If you've ever tried shooting fast with iron sights, you know the struggle. Your brain's doing geometry under pressure, aligning the front post rear notch and the target all while your heart's pounding like a jackhammer. Red dots cut the noise. You focus on the target, slap the dot on it, and break the shot. That's it. One focal plane, one fast decision, one more hit on target. In 2025, this isn't a high-end luxury, it's the standard. Most new pistols now come optics ready right out of the box with slide cuts for RMR, RMSC, or ACRO footprints. No more sending your slide off to get milled. No more Frankenstein setups. Just mount zero and go. But the real kicker, red dots make you shoot better, not just faster. You see your mistakes. You track your wobble. And suddenly you're not just slinging rounds, you're learning. That dot dancing under recoil teaches you more in one mag than a week of dry fire ever did. For older shooters, it's a godsend. Front sight focus becomes a problem with age, and red dots eliminate that barrier completely. I've seen guys in their 60s run dots like it's Call of Duty, out shooting kids half their age with iron sights and something to prove. Still, not all red dot pistols are created equal. Some are tanks built to survive duty use. Others are sleek, light, and optimized for concealed carry. A good red dot setup needs smart engineering, durable internals, optic compatibility, balanced weight, and easy battery access. Throw in intuitive controls and a crisp dot that doesn't bloom in daylight, and now we're talking. So, the question isn't, should I switch? The question is, which one should you switch to? Let's break down the best red dot pistols of 2025. If a Glock is a trusty pickup, the Staccato P4 is a tuned race car with mud tires. It doesn't just shoot, it dominates. This is the kind of pistol that makes other guns feel like Nerf toys. It was purpose-built for red dots with a proprietary optic mounting shim system that sits your dot ultra-low, meaning faster dot acquisition and less muzzle flip. Translation, your follow-up shots hit before the recoil even finishes saying goodbye. I ran this thing through 1,000 rounds, steel brass reloads. It didn't hiccup once. The 4.4-inch match-grade barrel is brutally accurate. Trigger clean break, short reset, recoil, practically whispers. And the full-length dust cover gives it balance. Most polymer pistols can only dream of. Let's not pretend, though, this isn't your first gun. It's an investment piece. The price tag sits around $2,500 and so $3,000. But for competitors, SWAT guys or that guy at the range who brings a shot timer to casual Friday worth every penny. It pairs beautifully with something like the Trijicon RMR Type 2 or the Holosun 507C X2 bomb-proof optics for a beast of a frame. You're not buying hype here, you're buying performance that lives up to the marketing and then some. If I had to trust one handgun for both a match and a mission, the Staccato P4 is the one I'd strap on. No fluff, no fuss, just hits. There's a reason every shooter cop and YouTube uncle has a Glock 19, and now that it comes MUS-ready, it's basically the Toyota Hilux of handguns. Boring. Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. And in Gen 5 trim, the Glock 19 MOS is smoother, cleaner, and optic-ready right out of the gate. We're talking about a 4.02-inch barrel, 15+1 capacity, ambi-slide stop, and Glock's updated marksman barrel that actually gives you groups that don't look like you were drunk dialing your front sight. The MOS system accommodates multiple red dot footprints using interchangeable plates, RMR Holosun, even Aimpoint's COA footprint if you're feeling spicy. Mount it right, Loctite it down, and this thing runs like it's been possessed by a Swiss watch. I've seen guys beat the hell out of their 19 MOS with zero optic shift. Drop it in sand, dunk it, in mud, fire it, wet still runs. And yeah, it's not ergonomic perfection. The grip feels like someone molded it using Minecraft. But there's a reason the aftermarket for Glock frames is basically its own economy. Pair it with a Holosun 5-inch X2 if you want that sweet balance of price features and durability, or go old school high tier with the Trijicon RMR. This isn't a pistol that tries to impress you. It just works, every time, and honestly that's what makes it impressive. Now this little fella, the HKCC9 is like that quiet guy at the party who casually mentions he ran a marathon after demolishing your best time at the range. It's discreet, refined, and hits like a truck when it matters. With a barrel just over 3.2 inches and a weight under 19 ounces, the CC9 is tailor-made for EDC. But don't let the size fool you. The recoil impulse is absurdly soft thanks to HK's low-bore axis and recoil reduction wizardry. It shoots flatter than some full-size guns, and with the red dot mounted, it points as naturally as your finger. HK made this thing optics-ready with a proprietary mounting system that's solid, but be warned, it's not as universal as Glock or Smith & Wesson. Still, with the right plate, you can slap on a Holosun EPS carry or a Shield RMSC, and it'll ride like it was born there. Capacity sits at 10+1, which might raise eyebrows in some circles, but honestly, if you're carrying smart and training regularly, that's plenty. What you lose in rounds, you gain in comfort concealment, and that classic HK build quality that screams German efficiency with attitude. Bottom line, the CC9 doesn't yell. It whispers, then lands a punch you'll feel in your soul. Perfect for anyone who wants elite performance in a pocketable package. Have you ever met someone who drives an old Corolla, but somehow always wins the street race? That's the Ruger RMX. It's budget, it's basic, eh? And it shoots like it didn't get the memo. At around $450 street price, this thing is what I'd call entry-level excellence. It's built around a Glock-style chassis, meaning it's compatible with a wide array of parts, triggers, sights, even holsters. But here's the kicker. It comes optics ready. No milling, no gunsmith voodoo. Just mount zero and mag dump away. You get a 4-inch barrel standard 15+1 capacity and a polymer frame that feels more functional than fancy, but hey, it's not meant to win a beauty contest. The grip texture is decent, controls are straightforward, and the slide is cut for RMSC footprint dots like the Holosun 47K SIG Romeo Zero or even Swamp Fox Sentinel if you're feeling wild. I've run one of these in a 300-round pistol course and walked away genuinely impressed. No jams, no zero shift, no whining. Sure, it lacks the crispness of a staccato or the pedigree of an HK, but for first-time buyers or anyone balling on a budget, this is a smart, reliable, no-nonsense entry into the red dot game. It's the I'm not fancy, but I get things done of pistols. And honestly, that's kind of badass. If this pistol had a voice, it would be James Earl Jones saying, "Sit down, watch this." The M&P 2.0 Carry Comp isn't loud or flashy, but it knows exactly what it's doing. And what it's doing is chewing recoil and spitting out accuracy like it's getting paid overtime. This updated 2025 model rocks a 4.25-inch barrel with Smith's integrated Carry Comp muzzle brake, which actually works. We're talking 20% reduction in felt recoil, which for a striker-fired duty gun is practically magic. Add to that an optics-ready slide that plays nice with everything from Trijicon RMR to Leupold Delta Point Pro, and you've got a gun that feels like it was built by someone who actually shoots. Capacity sits at 17+1 with an aggressive grip texture that's halfway between skateboard tape and sandpaper translation. It locks in like a pit bull and doesn't let go. The flat-face trigger is clean, the reset is tactile, and the ergonomics. Let's just say Glock could take a few notes. This isn't a gun for Instagram clout. It's for shooters who put in reps and want a red dot setup that'll hold 0 through 1,000 draw-stroke drills, a dozen range days, and a couple of clumsy trunk slams. Reliable, comfortable, and tuned for performance, the M&P Carry Comp doesn't shout. It performs. Let me put it this way. If the apocalypse hit tomorrow, I'd grab my 509 MRD and a backpack full of mags because this thing is built like it expects abuse. The FN 509 Compact MRD isn't trying to impress you with curves or style points. It shows up, shuts up, and shoots. Period. Out of the box, you get a Cold Hammer forged 3.7-inch barrel, full ambi controls, a no-nonsense trigger, and a slide cut for just about every optic footprint worth mentioning. Seriously, FN's multi-optic plate system might be the best in the game. I've mounted RMR Holosun, even the chonky Aimpoint Acaro, and the Zero held like a champ. The 15+1 capacity is ideal for EDC or duty backup. It's a bit chunkier than a Glock 19, but that extra weight pays off when recoil hits. It settles fast tracks flat and stays on target like it's got a grudge. I ran this gun through mud, snow, and a laughably bad rain drill in February. Didn't flinch. The red dot didn't fog, the trigger didn't get mushy, and it cycled like a sewing machine on speed. Bottom line, the 509 MRD is overbuilt in the best way. If your life might depend on your carry gun and you don't care about boutique looks, this is your no BS solution. You ever shoot a gun that makes you squint at the price tag like, wait, that's it. That's the Konik TP9 Elite. It's the pistol equivalent of ordering the $9 street taco and realizing it tastes better than your buddy's $28 filet mignon. This thing was born to fight above its weight class. For around 450s, you get a match-grade 4.2-inch barrel, a crisp single-action trigger that rivals guns twice the price. And yes, an optic-ready slide that fits RMR and RMSC footprints like a glove. The slide serrations are deep and grippy, the controls are ambi, and the 18+1 capacity means you've got more rounds than sense if things get spicy. Mount a Holosun 407C Shield RMSC, or even a Vortex Defender up top, and you're in business. And get this, it comes with a mounting plate in the box. No nickel and diming you for basic parts. Konik said, you want a red dot. Here, have a red dot. Is it a little big for appendix carry? Sure. Is the brand name as flex-worthy as HK or Staccato? Not quite. But once you feel that trigger reset and see those tight groups, you'll forget all about brand snobbery. This gun doesn't just challenge the big dogs, it bites. And for the price, it might be the smartest move you make in your EDC journey. What most shooters still get wrong with red dots. Let's get one thing straight. A red dot doesn't make you John Wick. It shows you just how not John Wick you actually are. Mistake number 1. Fishing for the dot. You draw, you present, and then your eyes start scanning the window like it owes you money. That's not the dot's fault. That's poor presentation. Keep your wrist locked, elbow straight, and the dot will be there every time. Mistake 2. Slapping a $49 red dot off eBay onto your carry gun and wondering why it dies faster than a Mall Ninja's TikTok account. If it can't survive a dry fire session, it's not surviving real life. And finally, not zeroing the optic. Yes, that step matters. No, close enough at 7 yards doesn't count. You zero a red dot so it hits where the dot lives, not somewhere near its zip code. Bottom line, a red dot is a tool. It won't fix bad grip, lazy draws, or sloppy mindset. But used right, it's a damn cheat code. So here's the deal. Red dot pistols aren't a trend. They're the new standard. Faster, smarter, and way more forgiving than iron sights ever dreamed of being. If you haven't tried one yet, borrow one, rent one, heck, mug your range buddy. If you have to just shoot it, you'll see. Drop a comment below. Are you Team Red Dot or still holding the line with irons? Either way, hit like, smash subscribe, and ring that bell like it owes you ammo. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay sharp, shoot straight, and I'll see you in the next one.